welcome to History House. I'm your host, Owen Delaney. Let's begin. As this is the first episode of the podcast, I believe an introduction is necessary. My name is Owen Delaney, and I'm currently working as an English teacher at UCD English Language Academy in Dublin. I've worked there for about 2.5 years, and while English is one of my two great passions, the other is the study of the past, history. Ever since I was young, history to me has been a collection of stories that had the ability to amaze, shock, astound, and sometimes horrify, a continuous narrative that enchanted me from my school days. That fascination stayed with me into secondary school and into university, where I received a BA Honours in History from Trinity College Dublin, Ireland, and a Master of Letters in Middle Eastern History from the University of St Andrews in Scotland. Even as an English teacher, I sometimes reference history in order to explain grammar and vocabulary and to keep interest among the class through an engaging topic. Actually, it was some English students of mine who recommended that I start this podcast, so I have them to thank, and I guess you too, my audience, for this project. In terms of the podcast, the title is History House, with the caption Little Known History Events, often with an art history flair. I chose this as history is not just something we read about in books, but also through physical artifacts, be it household objects, decorative arts, or masterpieces in art museums. In some ways, physical objects can tell us much more about a person, a group of people, or an event than a written document. That is why each episode will be linked to the podcast's Facebook and Instagram pages with paintings and photographs, so that there will be both a visual and audio element to each episode. I've plenty of material planned for you guys over the coming months, focused on people and events that you wouldn't have heard of at school or from other podcasters. Episode 2 will be about the response of the Ottoman Empire to the Irish famine, a catastrophic event in Irish history in which it is estimated that 1 million people died and 1 million more emigrated, looking at the reasons why such a far-removed nation from Ireland would provide aid. Episodes 3 and 4 will be discovering connections between the Ottoman Empire and the Italian Renaissance through the Venetian artist Gentile Bellini, who worked as a painter for Sultan Mehmed II, and Jem Sultan, an Ottoman prince who lived in exile first in France and then as a prisoner of the Pope in Rome from the 1480s to the 1490s. After that, there will be a focus on 19th century to early 20th century art. Episode 5 will be examining the fascinating figure of Lady Lavery, someone who had an intriguing personal life, and the person who served as a model for the figure on Irish banknotes from the year 1928. Finally, episode 6 will examine the American artist John Singer Sargent and his connections to his neighbour, the Irish writer and wit Oscar Wilde, examining letters between them and their personal lives for clues. Beyond that, I have ideas for episodes on subjects such as Queen Christina of Sweden, the connections between Celtic Ireland and the Roman Empire, and European influences on Asian art in the 16th to 17th centuries, in places such as Iran and Japan. However, I don't have a running order for these later episodes as of yet. Given the wide range of subjects covered in this podcast, I feel that a disclaimer is necessary. While I can claim to be somewhat competent with Middle Eastern history, owing to my studies, and can speak with some authority on this area, I don't claim to be an expert from episodes 5 and after. I'm just using my skills as a historian to research these topics and to present my analysis in the form of this podcast, along with the sources I used in the description. My purpose is to highlight areas of history that I find interesting and deserve to be acknowledged, and while I will make every effort to verify and double check my sources, there is the small possibility that errors may be made. As such, If any listeners feel that I have made an error, I am open to acknowledge and correct it in subsequent episodes. In terms of releasing episodes, the schedule I have is for episode 2 to be released towards the end of June, and for each subsequent episode to be released on a once-a-month basis, with each instalment lasting about 30 to 45 minutes. As time goes on, the release of each episode might become more frequent, but owing to my current work commitments, the once-a-month schedule works best for me at the moment. It's going to be a long and fascinating journey, and I hope you can join me for the ride. As mentioned before, the first proper episode, episode 2, will be about the Ottoman response to the Irish famine, but for now we'll park it. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, keep her lit.